Hello everybody and welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, you're migrating over from VinWiki, you are probably wondering what this channel is all about. And aside from the amazing Ron Swanson impressions that I do, we'll also talk a lot about automotive things that are in the news, things that are happening now. Got a lot of interest in that super video that I made. And just, basically an automotive channel, like to some how-to when it comes up, but mostly what it's going to focus on is automotive in the news and what is going on currently. And the thing that I want to talk about today is that there's a proposal currently to limit the speeds at the Autobahn, which is the German road. If you're not familiar, which there basically is no speed limit, and is probably one of the most immaculate, well-kept roads in the entire planet. Now, if you are new here, I would encourage you to subscribe down at the bottom. That would be very helpful. If you'd like the channel, that would be the most helpful thing to do. And the idea is I'm going to put out videos daily talking about the goings-on about the automotive world and culture that we live in, because it is ever-presently changing, and unfortunately sometimes not for the best. And here is just another example of another group whittling away at our rights to want to drive and to save the last bastion of automotive culture and hope, in my opinion, because Germany and Europe loves cars, loves the automotive world, has tons of racing series, has just a plethora of amazing builders and manufacturers there who build some just awe-inspiring cars. Jaguar, Koenigsegg, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Mercedes, BMW, etc., etc., etc. I mean, just right on down the line. And in my opinion, they're just coming after something that is it's a cash grab. In my opinion, it's completely a waste of time. And what they're going to do is they're going to increase taxes on fuel consumption, and then they're going to limit the speed in which you can drive, because the Autobahn, people driving 100 miles an hour, 200, whatever, pick a number, is the thing killing the planet. No, you're right. Let's focus on this thing. It's not, the other billion cars, or I don't know, look at India, look at China, where you've got easily a billion people per country, and I have yet to see a Cadillac converter in either of those two countries. But no, it's we're going to solve it on the Autobahn. Let's dig in. Let's see what they say, okay? Laid out a number of steps to help Germany meet EU emissions because they signed the Paris Climate Accord, remember. Okay? Now, Germany has a very significant presence in the automotive world. So the government tasked a commission known as the National Platform Future Mobility for lowering their carbon emissions, because that's what they said they would do, okay? I don't know why they would have agreed to such a silly thing, but they did. So I'm sure that was purely altruistic and not for political gain at all. Final report is not due till March. Proposed seeing new agencies on Friday, likely to face fierce resistance from citizens and industry and politicians. Yeah, of course. Well, of course. You're taking away something that's fun. You're taking away fun. Okay, let's be honest. Among the proposals featured in the paper are fuel tax hike. Ah, see, there it is. It's not about money, people. It's about saving the environment. Okay, saving the environment. Why is a tax important? Because that saves the environment. How? Because it taxes you, and therefore the environment will get better. It's not about saving the environment. It's about taxing. When you realize that you can buy a carbon credit, you can pollute all you want and buy carbon credits, is it really about saving the environment? Or is it about redistribution of wealth? Think about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that climate change is not real or doesn't happen. I'm just saying the intentions of certain groups are not necessarily in the right place. Okay, but let's read on. An end tax to break tax breaks for diesel cars, electric, and hybrid vehicle quotas. 80-mile-an-hour speed limit on the freeways, which is the norm in other countries. Okay, yeah, but Germany's different, and they can make whatever rules they want. So go ahead, drive as fast as you want. Why would that suddenly stop Germany from doing it. I don't understand. Now, when it comes to taxes, at least here in my home state of Minnesota, I can tell you there's at least 50 cents per gallon tax on every gallon of gas. And I'm sure, because, I love the government and believe everything they tell me, is my money, every 50 cents of every single gallon that I purchase, I'm sure it goes to roadways, bridges, and making sure that the roads are operable. And if you believe that, I've got a wonderful bridge in Manhattan to sell you. So that is unlikely to be happening. So speaking on the concept of limiting how fast Germans can drive on their famously speedy Autobahns would be a non-starter, but that point was made by Ulrich Lang. There he is, deputy chairman of Chancellor Angela Merkel's parliamentary group. And if you're not familiar, Angela Merkel is the Chancellor of Germany. I don't think the suggestion of a speed limit is expedient. Yeah, it kind of is. They say it's out of context. Commission members complain that the publication of their working paper misrepresented an early phase of their work, which had been made public in sensationalizing manner, lacking proper context. Not every instrument and measure will be accepted. Okay. All right. Initial brainstorming. They just said, it was just initial brainstorming. Really? I know what initial brainstorming is. It's called throwing out ideas and seeing what people like and what's popular. Politicians do it all the time. What's my opinion? Wait, let me get a poll going, or let me throw a little nugget out there and see what happens. And if people come back and hate it, maybe my opinion should go with the breeze or go with the wind. Just saying, politics has never been about it's always been about what's truly best for the country, not about what's best for the individual politician. You're right. But let's read on. Aware of the unpopularity of such suggestions, the Commission noted not every instrument will be accepted. It will take political deftness, diplomatic skill, and willingness to compromise to achieve the climate change goals, aka we're going to manhandle you, political deftness, lie to you, diplomatic skill, using others to lie to you, and a willingness to compromise on your part to achieve the goal. Not their part, mind you, because they're rolling around in their armored tanks of Suburbans that are, probably 6,000 pounds worth of Kevlar reinforced body panels. But no, that's different, right? Ministry was quick to point out that the report represented initial brainstorming. Yep, nothing has been discussed, agreed, or passed. Yep, okay. Hefty fines if it fails to reduce greenhouse gases by emissions. Okay. Hefty fines by whom? And are they going to enforce it? Yeah, okay. Transport emissions, they say, are on the rise. Now, this is the part where I have to get on my electric car high horse a little bit. I like electric cars, don't get me wrong. I was looking at buying a Tesla at one point, but it suddenly dawned on me, how would I fix it when it breaks? Because it will break. All cars break. Everything breaks. Everything has a shelf life. At some point in its life, it will break. It's going to need a wheel bearing. It's going to need brakes. It's going to need a transmission. It's going to need, I don't know, one of those center touchscreen console thingies that break randomly. And if I can't have the ability to fix it, or where to take it to get fixed, is kind of a problem. So battery technology needs to get better, which it is. It's improving, but it's not there yet. Okay, especially when you look at the performance numbers of some of the electric motors that are out there. Make really good torque, really good power. So I'm not against it. It's a matter of when it gets better and it can last more than 20 minutes on a racetrack, and the range is closer to 800 to 1,000 miles per fill, and a fill does not take half a day. Then we'll talk. So I'm not against it. I'm just not willing to buy one at the current moment. And I'm not necessarily a believer that electric is the way to go to solve greenhouse gases, because that power's got to come from somewhere. And to say that if everybody drove electric cars, that would save all the greenhouse gases, I think is a bit of shifting of the blame from one industry to another, without really fully understanding the full impact of those decisions. So yeah, it's more than speed limits. Beyond its suggestions for cutting automobile emissions, the Commission's paper underscores the necessity of strengthening public transport. There it is. We don't want cars on the road. We don't like cars. There it is. Boom. We don't want you to have freedom. We want you to only go where the buses will take you. Yep, that's exactly what that means. Lack of progress Germany has made in changing its approach to environmentally stable, sustainable mobility. Oh, man. We have made no headway in terms of climate protection and transport since 1990. That's baloney. Okay, don't let them lie to you on that one. So, anyway, what do you think? Should they reduce the speed at the Autobahn? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll check you guys later. Have a good one.